I just realized that the video is much more interesting than the song. Hey, Justin, how are you?
What's going on, buddy? What's
Man,
poppin',
not a lot.
fam?
I had one of those moments. You ever have one of those Mondays where you wake up and you think, "Fuck yeah, it's Monday." we get to do it all over again.
Yeah, dude. It always. I've been trying to get to sleep a little earlier, or just make sure that I get the Sunday sleep,
Right.
like that. I'm ready to roll. I can do my little morning, my morning run. Um, I just get a good start to the week. That's that's important to set a power through whatever and just get out there, get it going, get the blood pumping, get a good PX3 Extra. I was happy with the PX3 Extra this morning because it was all about Kanye West running for president. So, and then good weird things, good stream. And now we're going to do a good happy hour. I'm on a roll, baby.
Goddamn right. Talk me through the Kanye for president thing.
It's album promo, so it really shouldn't, be too much of a thing. However, if this is album promo that is gonna be going until November, and what he wants to do is have a bunch of people tweet out the fact that they wrote in Kanye West, you could make an argument that it could have some kind of effect on the election. So I don't think that in terms of him wanting to run for president, I don't think he is anywhere close to being president, but you should doubt Kanye's ability to get free press and dominate the conversation at your peril.
Right.
Because he is probably aside in the political world, more so than the president, he is better at getting free media.
Right. The Buzzmaster.
He will stir the drink. And I've said before, I will say again, I don't think that the actual presidential campaign out of that marriage will be from him. I think it'll be from Kim Kardashian. But
by the way, do we want to handicap this now? Because it's been an ongoing hilarious joke on the Monologue, the idea that the president is Kim Kardashian, but what, 10, 15 years? Almost certainly.
I mean, yeah, I've been on the serious case for Kim Kardashian will be president for a couple of years now, at least. I said 2024, just because I think the Trump election just kind of sped up the idea of hey, if you've got fucking heat, then go.
Yeah.
Why wait? But realistically, what I would say is you would probably look for their brand to cool a little bit. And what I've always said is the key to know that she is ready to turn that key and get that going is the book. She's going to write a book, and the specifics of the book are going to be motherhood and growing a brand and a business. And when she writes the book, and also this is key, especially if she's running as a Republican, how her faith guided her through all of it,
right?
Then that's the full transformation of
also how she started from nothing. She was a nothing Hollywood starlet in a big wide galaxy, and somehow she found the attention of the world in the form of a sex tape, and leveraged that in the form of making a fairly light reality TV show, to show how she built this empire from nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be the family. In fact, it'll probably be the family business or something like that. That's your, but it's family. We did it together. We traversed the most toxic elements of our culture together. We obviously have lived our lives in public, and so all the times that we made a mistake. But that increases trust. And furthermore, if you want to dismiss her as, oh, she's the girl who got fucked on camera and that's why she's famous and she's blah blah blah, like, we're rapidly getting to that point where, I know for me, all the chicks that were the wildest in college are all the ones that are posting Bible verses on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, so, if you wonder where the really churchy crowd comes from, yeah, sure. Some of them were those church kids who stayed those church kids and now are those church people. But a lot of them are wayward souls that turn to religion. And if she's already effectively remade herself as mother. She, now educating herself to be a lawyer. She was part of that big push to get criminal justice reform passed. Like, I don't think she's far away now. Like, if anything, the biggest problem would be that when you are running for a political office, you don't sell as much makeup. But so they'd have to figure out a way that you can deviate that for the rest of the family that makes this influencer lifestyle. But like, if you look at Kanye's flirtations with this, it's like, that didn't sink the brand. The brand still rolls on for the Kardashians, even though Kanye went full partisan for a period of time. So,
right. So that's interesting. We hadn't even talked about that aspect. You think she would run as a Republican?
Yes.
Wow. What a great move. Wow. Yeah. All right. No, I see that totally landing.
I think, yeah, faith and family. That's what it is.
Faith and family, and we've all made mistakes. You guys, I have no secrets from you. You watch that dude nut on my back. Also, Raycons, they're great.
Or are they? Depending on whether or not I get my offer code.
I mean, only if you get the everyday E25s and use promo code Rogue.
But yeah, so look, I think that there's a ways to go between here or there, but I've definitely been on the Kardashian will run for office. President just is like the sexier way to say it. Like, so I don't want to I'd rather come in with the bold Kim Kardashian's going to run for president, because then if she runs for fucking Congress or senator or something like that, I can still
I'll tell you what, man, if we're going to see the pendulum swing, it's going to be all the way to the presidency. I mean, I don't think that's the wrong place to point to.
I mean, at this point, yeah, Open Bayou had a good point. That depending on where the economy and the virus is in 4 years, we'll see. But
we'll see this year.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I
think it's like I don't know that the story will be either much different from this right now moment 4 years from now, or B, whatever else the world has for us, it will be not related to anything that we're seeing right now.
Oh, 4 years from now's problems are going to be 4 years from now's problems.
Right.
If there's one thing we have found that we are not in short supply of, is creating fresh problems. We are very good at finding and exploring fresh problems these days. God damn it. I had a thing I wanted to talk to you about. And now I can't remember it. Well, I had a thing that I was saving. I was going to bring up during Weird Things. And I'm like, no, that's a happy hour thing. And then I forgot it. I should have wrote it down.
Feel free to bring it up at any point. We watched Warrior Nun, which, dude, if you enjoyed Buffy, you enjoyed Preacher, if you enjoyed Buffy, but Buffy is too old, and you enjoyed Preacher, but Preacher is too gory for your two 12 to 16-year-old daughters, oh boy, do I have a show for you.
Yeah, no, I saw the trailer, and like I said on Weird Things, I thought it looked Stranger Things meets Preacher in terms of the religious transgressiveness, the larger sci-fi or horror kind of constructs, but with the replace it with 11, a girl just figuring out what's happening, but with snappier dialogue, like
Yeah,
Preacher had.
and they can I give you a first 20 minutes spoiler setup?
I mean, sure, yeah, you already ruined the Expanse for me, so why not just
yeah.
continue to salt the earth?
So there's a thingy that when you have the thingy, you get healed. That's why only the leader gets the thingy. The thingy is removed just as bad guys enter, so they have to hide the thingy. So they hide it in the nearest corpse they can find. That happens to be the corpse of a quadriplegic, yeah, orphan, who, guess what? The thingy, it heals you all the way back from death.
So now she's walking, because now she has the thing inside of her, which means now she's very valuable, right. and
it also means that there's the question from within the order of like, wait, so we're gonna yank it out and kill her? And there's like, well, I don't know how I feel about that, and how good is she? I don't know. Maybe this misbegotten weirdo might just be the warrior nun we need.
Yeah,
who happens to hook up.
And now we're off.
Yeah.
Hey, apparently there is Queeby news.
Yes.
Are you ready for some Queeby news?
Yep. Clues. They don't have time for all those extra syllables.
So the thing that's going around is a couple quotes from it. Here, I will just read this to you. People have wondered why Katzenberg and Whitman, in their late and early 60s, respectively, and not very active on social media, would ever believe that they have the ability to uniquely penetrate the insight and unacknowledged desires of young people. When I ask Whitman what TV shows she watches, she responds, "I'm not sure I'd classify myself as an entertainment enthusiast, but any particular shows she likes, ? Grant," she offered, on the History Channel. It's about President Grant. Meanwhile, Katzenberg is on his phone all the time, but he is among the moguls of his generation who have their emails printed out and vertically folded for some reason by an assistant. In enthusing about what a show could mean for Queeby, Katzenberg has repeatedly invoked the same handful of musty touchstones: America's Funniest Home Videos, Siskel and Ebert, and Jane Fonda's exercise tapes. When Gal Gadot came to the offices and delivered an impassioned speech about wanting to elevate the voices of girls and women, Katzenberg wondered aloud whether she might become the new Jane Fonda and do a workout series for Queeby. Apparently, her face fell, said a person briefed on the meeting.
I mean, we're done, right?
Nope. I have the plan to save Queeby.
Okay. Is it to hold on to all the IPs? Because bad news, part of everyone's deal was that they got to hold on to their own IP.
Nope. I've got the fucking plan. I've got the plan right here.
Are you ready to beat the band? All right.
In fact, I'll tell you what. I'll put this on the line. I want everybody in the chat, when I say, "Are you subscribing to Queeby?" you say yes or no on whether or not you would do it now. In fact, let's get a baseline. Knowing just what you know about Queeby's offerings right now, would you subscribe to Queeby right now?
Yes,
Brian?
No.
Brian?
No, I have not, and I have a vested interest in probably knowing more than I do know. I love Golden Arms, and yet still I'm not invested in Queeby.
All right, so here's things that they're obviously bad at.
Golden Arms.
Picking content.
Keeping them
great
in
at
graves.
That. They're great at that.
No. Burying Golden Arms and keeping them in the grave.
And keeping them in the grave.
Yeah.
Picking content, marketing their content, knowing how their
top
audience,
quality performers of all varieties,
knowing how their audience wants to consume their content. They are awful at all of these things, right?
Yeah.
What are they good at? Making a lot of money and having contemptible feuding founders.
All right. Pause on that. Let's define making a lot of money, because making and raising
a lot of money.
No doubt. They were able to raise a lot of money.
They raised so much money, which raised so many expectations, which got everybody talking. We are now into year 3 of everybody in entertainment talking about Quibi.
I swear to God, man,
has been.
If I was Quibi right now, I would raise my golden arm and show you 3 fingers. Year 3, yes.
You pivot to a daily, no holds barred, mics on at all times reality show about
making Quibis.
About Quibi. Just Katzenberg, Whitman, everybody that is coming in and pitching them. And you say, look, it's all on the table. All the eye rolls of the people coming in, all of the chatter of people coming in to pitch them.
Body cams, like every actor, every producer is wearing a body cam that is independent. Oh my God!
You go full, because right now they are a laughing stock on the Titanic, and we are fascinated with it. We are fascinated by every little thing. We read and consume every little bit of this story. If they literally just said, fuck it, fuck narrative, fuck everything. No, we'll still greenlight shit because we have money. But now the number one thing is watch Quibi fail. Pay us the privilege to watch Quibi fail. I ask you, chat room, will you subscribe to Quibi?
Let me sprinkle on top of that. Anybody who recompiles anything into any remix, mashup, whatever, fixes whatever they don't like, they're allowed to post on Quibi, within the Quibi ecosystem, non-monetized. They're like everybody gets to fight with everybody about how they could have done it better, and they get to show how they actually would have done it better.
All right. So I went to the Plebla site, and they all said no. Well, Jeff and Meg, I did my best. You're on your own. That was my best shot. That was my best shot to resurrect Quibi, was turning it into a reality show. But apparently the entire audience, not even willing to play with the bit, we're all still like, nah, not even for a joke. I won't even say yes for a joke here in the chat room. They're all like, fuck that. No, absolutely not. Quibi sucks ass.
Such a bummer.
But people do love this. They love this drama. They love Jeffrey Katzenberg being fucking weird.
I mean, yeah, there's no shortage of that. I don't know. I mean, are we done with Quibi? I don't know what's left to milk from this.
I guess that's the thing. The thing is like, there's no doubt that if they did a documentary about about Quibi, about like the final days of it, or whatever stage we're at of this story now, like, you'd want to watch the meta story. The meta story is inherently fascinating. It's been fascinating from the moment we first heard that they had raised as much money as they had raised, and that they were bringing in all this talent, and they were making these insane deals, these creative, friendly deals for shit. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it might be over, but one would expect that at the very least, narratively, we have one final big beam to break dramatically, and that is Katzenberg and Whitman splitting and blaming each other for everything.
Yeah, I feel like both of them are totally comfortable with that being the end of Quibi. And
yes.
And so the only way, as beautiful as I find your vision to be, the only way that happens is if either of the two, much less the two of them
they would
together,
have to
turn the key and decide that this is what we're going to do, which
they would have to
agree.
say, we're going to sacrifice our careers because we are going to open the kimono in a fucking insane way that could, I mean, like, look, all I know is everybody down here was saying, no. Man, if it's an attractive price, $5 is not that crazy. You spend $5 a month on a lot of different shit. if you were getting like these things, but it was them actually yelling at each other, like, I mean, hell, if I were them, I might even think about fucking kayfabe in this. You would be interested. Now, you might not subscribe, but you would be far more interested in that content than anything Quibi has offered to this point.
I'll tell you what, man. Like, thinking about spending $5, $5 a month. Would I spend it on Quibi or something called The Final Days of Quibi, Unlimited Access, Platinum Edition?
I mean, just Meg Whitman watching Grant on the History Channel. It's about President Grant, says the quote that she writes on the poster.
They send in the serial chick. What's her name? Sarah something. Like, dun, 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 dun. I'm here at Quibi watching it die live between my eyes. A Quibi original. The Death of Quibi. Who killed Quibi?
Oh, man. I think all these people are
Sarah
doing
Koenig.
it. They be in on it. I feel like it.
I'm with you, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way that I would be interested in it. Like hell, they couldn't get me and you to subscribe when there's a literal show about Dan Harmon played by actors who are better at acting than Dan Harmon, about how he likes to fuck his mannequin doll leg or whatever, like something that we are intensely familiar with, and
It's like
we couldn't give a fuck
we
about
read
it.
the novel and the movie's coming out and we can't be bothered to spend $5 to see the movie.
Yeah,
imagine reading Jurassic Park and the movie comes out and you're like, I don't know.
Oh man. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. So how do you think they wrap everything up?
I don't know. I mean, it really kind of depends on their runway. I would have thought that their exit would be to like sign a licensing deal on the content that they have, but they don't own it, right?
No, but they went out of their way to say, this is the part that blows my fucking mind, is they genuinely attracted the most amazing talent in the world. And they said, and don't worry, you also get to own everything. No,
I mean, that's how
no.
they get it, right? That's how they get it. They get it because it's like, hey, here's a great payday for a service that doesn't exist, and you get to keep the content. I assume at that point they would then, be like, okay, well, we got everything rolling enough. Now we'll make our own. But I mean, who knows? Like, because they haven't even really appeared to be good at doing what they thought they were going to be good at, which was making small screen content.
Yeah, that's the real bummer, because there was talk about how it's like, no, it's going to be vertical video. And I was like, what? What a challenge for a cinematographer to figure out how to make everything vertical. And they're like, or horizontal. And I was like, okay, all right. And then the final release is, turns out it's just bad either way. Because when you make artistic cinematographic decisions with who the fuck cares, then that's what you get.
Merrill says the go the way of CISO, but CISO was an NBC Universal thing, right? Like they already had content,
also,
and so they're like, oh, here's a library play.
They also owned the content at the end of it.
Well, yeah, but it was basically a precursor to Peacock. It was like, oh, like skinny subscription. That's what people want. People want comedy. NBC Universal has comedy, so we'll license our comedy in this subscription thing, and we'll do some originals just to spice it up, so it's not just library shit. Whereas like Quibi's like, no, we're gonna make all of our shit, or like we're gonna pay for all this shit to exist. Ugh. Anyway.
So
man, Quibi.
Maybe the answer is for them to become quote unquote exclusive on some bizarre small platform that nobody cares about. Like then they could triumphantly say, we have to go to our home planet now. 3 frames.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is that there's no elegant or immediate exit, which again heightens the drama to this. Is that like either Quibi works or everybody lit a gigantic fucking bonfire of money aflame. So like there's no like, oh, Quibi just has merged with Netflix. Like maybe they could, maybe, you know, Katzenberg has enough stroke in Hollywood that somebody would at least write a press release to say, like, yeah, Peacock is acquiring Quibi, but that would literally just be a face-saving thing. Like that would be a piece of paper.
Even worse, it would be an admission of defeat. And Quibi seems to have been prideful since the very beginning in a way that like even Vessel was not. Like Vessel was, believe it or not, dumber than Quibi. Vessel's business plan was straight up, we'll pay everybody to delay all of their videos 1 week and get everybody on our platform, and we'll steal away everybody who is beloved on YouTube. And then 1 year later, the bill came due and it's like, anyway, we're gone. That was us, Vessel. Like Quibi was like, okay, we're also going to transform and break the nature of storytelling. We'll still have all of the top talent.
I mean, that's the thing, is that you often compare Quibi to Vessel, but it's like Vessel to me was like a shittier first draft of Patreon. Like it was trying to solve a problem that Patreon wound up solving.
The idea that there's insiders and outsiders, and insiders get more. Right.
And that's the thing, is that like Patreon, it's like, all right, look, if you want to delay your content a day, 12 hours, like, you know, then go ahead and do it. But that's a decision you are making with your audience, and you can figure that out yourself, and you can, you're not going to be beholden to a contract that says weeks or days or whatever, right? Quibi is just, launching without a license, without licensing shit, like making it all original. Like they didn't even put like fucking Beverly Hillbillies on there or nothing. Like just something to fucking like, some old favorite.
How much of a straight face are you able to compose when they say the problem was COVID? That was our mistake.
The entertainment industry is a lot like politics in the origin and exit stories are the most fabricated part of everybody's narrative, right? Because it's a project-based world. And so whether it's a campaign or a television show, it matters where you were in the beginning, right? And it matters that you weren't the one to fuck it up. Like, and politics and Hollywood are the exact same way, where like you know that at the end there's going to be a hot potato of who fucked up when something goes wrong. And that's why you want to keep everything in writing. That's why, like, you know, fucking Meryl knows this, you know, in the chat, like when it starts to smell like there's some fucked up shit going on, everyone gets really tight, and all of a sudden everyone wants to be very loud about what their job is and what their job is not. And all those definitions are, you know, around the idea of what is going wrong. So like, I don't know. Who knows how this ends?
How was Hamilton?
Went up on the roof and set up a thing, and it was good. It was, I'll tell you what, Oakland was on fire with fireworks, man. It was like the most fireworks I have ever seen in my entire life. And I'm from Florida. Like, you know, that is not a shy place for fireworks. And it was omnipresent everywhere. So it was amazing. It was like just an amazing scene to just have Hamilton going and like all the fireworks like constantly sort of exploding. It was good. I have Hamilton thoughts.
Say it. Say it.
I have Hamilton thoughts. It's a great musical. I enjoy it as a musical.
Rap musical. Make sure to call it rap a lot. Everybody loves it when you call it rap because what they're doing is they're rapping.
Yeah, I mean, I think that element is good.
The rap?
They're good at it.
They're good at the rapping.
I'm just gonna keep letting you say it.
I mean, I don't know what else we would call it, but so I'm gonna put you down as guy who loves the rap part of. Thinking of rap.
Brian, you're right. I love that part.
Never go hard on.
I just Hamilton's a weird historical figure to spend that much time on. The things that we're rooting for, like the hero finally achieves his goal and creates a national bank. Like I can only imagine like Rand Paul just standing up in the middle of the show, turning around in disgust, so his back is to the stage. And then also that Hamilton's like kind of a piece of shit, but not in a like in a particularly like interesting way. He's just kind of like a garden variety guy who cheats on his wife and then gets extorted for it because he's bad at cheating on his wife. Spoilers for Hamilton.
Well, I mean, I'm only 40 minutes in, so consider the debt settled.
So you know, I the stuff they focus on is interesting. I think it is so well executed that all of that seems to kind of, you know, flit away, aside from the facts that, you know, musicals don't necessarily need to have the most intense stakes for things, you know, as long as the singing and the dancing is good, then you're pretty much happy that you're there. I will say the way they shot it was fucking amazing. Like,
and that set, those multiple concentric circles spinning around and whatnot, like the ability to portray just jauntily walking down the streets of New York while standing in place, pretty great.
Yeah, you know, and that's something that when I saw it, I was in the upper deck because I'm not a fucking millionaire, and like I was very appreciative of how well all of that was like organized. Like it was really amazing to watch from a top down perspective, but it's like it's very cinematic when you put the camera like right on stage.
On stage, yeah.
Like it is intense. You know, the other thing I mentioned it during Weird Things, but like Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, you think he was the weakest part? He was the weakest link in the chain.
I don't know if it's arguable that he's the weakest link in the chain. Like, if like watching those performances up close.
Okay, hold on.
And then also having seen it only with understudies.
He perpetually seems like he, of all the actors, is the only one amazed to see himself there. And that works in the beginning because Alexander Hamilton is amazed to see himself on the scene, right?
Yes.
You're right. I've only made it 45 minutes in, but I don't remember any moment at which point he stopped looking amazed to be there.
Yeah. And it's particularly notable when he's on stage with Daveed Diggs, who plays Lafayette, and
he's great.
Thomas Jefferson, and he's like fucking a supernova of charisma that's just like exploding on stage, and this is like his fucking moment where he gets to be a fucking like superstar, and then there's Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's like also like in the story, he's like getting the better of him. And it's just like one of these people wrote the script. Well, look, I mean, and Sketchy says lay off him. He wrote the thing. Look, he deserves credit for all of this. Like, I'm not saying that this is anything where he should feel less than or whatever. It just it's as an actor, he's a great writer. He's not a bad actor. He's not a bad actor. And you know, it's just that cast is exceptional. And they fucking like largely because of the positions that they're put in by the script and by the music. You know, they like excel on an insanely huge level, but you know, he wrote it. He's Hamilton.
It's funny how dumb little stuff sticks with you as you get older. Like I'm 45 now, so like I see a character, don't even remember what character or what, just set down a wooden chair, hop on it while it's on a spinning platform like it's nothing, and a 45-year-old man in me goes, oh. That seems like you might.
You're just worried. You're worried he's gonna fall over.
Yes. Everybody looks like children to me now. It's amazing.
Yeah. 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 You know, it's an interesting. It's interesting that that's the musical that kind of like set the world on fire. Although it does seem like, you know, you're kind of due for one of them once every 5 years or so.
Well,
that like the fucking musical that everybody needs to talk about. It was like The Producers, and then it was Book of Mormon,
right?
Then it was it's Hamilton.
Anything that the title sounds like a joke and then is executed better or as well as anything you've ever seen before. You know, like it's that and Lin-Manuel Miranda has a unique gift of writing songs that you're convinced you've already heard before, even though they're new and original or whatever. It's like no, you're thinking of this song from Jesus Christ Superstar or whatever.
Yeah.
All of that brought together and you know, maximized with that set that they did. I don't know. I'm not a musical guy.
Yeah, you know, I when I lived in New York, I saw more shit. So it's like I saw Spam a lot, and I saw Producers. But you know, I don't know. I mean, they're fine. I don't have the hatred for musicals that some people have. Like, I do enjoy them, but they're not things that I like. It's not a genre that I need to find more of. Like, I will wait until there's a cream of the crop that is clearly vetted and is like the toast of the town before I give anywhere close to a fuck.
I did very much enjoy the recasting of so many tropes, like you know, the let's have a sequence with the three daughters, and we're singing about how great New York is, and let's make it sound like it comes from the 1970s or whatever. Let's have a brief appearance of King George and recast it as an abusive relationship. It does make a difference, because I had heard the soundtrack before, but like, even though there's not much added by the choreography, at least it's very clear what we're talking about and what's happening. I liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun.
That King George shit really is like that. That's an element of it, like where it goes from, like, you know, if there's any extra like NOS and it's Fast and the Furious drag racer engine, like that moment is pretty special, and like it really does like kind of bring the crowd together. And apparently there was an earlier version of that script where there was a delegation sent from the revolutionaries to negotiate with King George, and that's where that song was. And then they realized, well, fucking, we're not going to put Hamilton there because he didn't go. And so we're just taking away from the story. But they loved the song so much that they were literally just, fuck it. He just walks on stage and fucking sings a song. Like, we're not going to do
They did
any...
couch it as like a message from King George and then whatever. Yeah.
It's like fucking like, King George. Oh shit. King George is here. Like appearing in Pog form. But no, he's those songs are great. Yeah, it's good. Second half, well, I don't know. I know it just seems like I'm nitpicking and shitting on Hamilton. I don't want to be the guy.
I haven't gotten to the second half. We ended up at around 45 minutes. Like that. And by the way, I will say part of the magic of that show is it comes on strong and stays strong, and then you're tired, and then you press pause and you realize you're not even a third of the way done.
Fuck no. That shit is long. Let me tell you, from a man who had to start watching it at fucking 9:30 when it got dark enough for the screen to fucking work.
Yes.
That shit will take you into the next day. Like, that shit is long. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll be curious your thoughts on the second half versus the past intermission.
Spoiler alert. I don't know that we'll ever get around to having this conversation.
Oh, really?
I mean,
you think
look,
you're just,
no,
you think
I enjoyed it very,
did
very
a push
much.
up and an egg on it?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
the family, we all got together, we watched that opening, and those are those songs that we know. What are the songs we're waiting to hear? I can't even remember. I'm sure we'll get around.
Yeah, you don't want to hear.
Get around of.
You don't want to hear all about how the hero makes a central bank and how great it is for America.
America has the technology. Now is the time. Children are our future. America can, should, will, and must blow up the moon.
I'd be curious for you to get to the end of it. I don't know. I guess it'll take you guys making it a Cord Killers thing for you to actually be forced to watch it.
Yeah, I was astonished. Like pretty much once you get past George Washington showing up and King George showing up, I don't know a single song after that, and I'm guessing there's a reason? Question mark.
No, I mean there are some of the room where it happened. You've yet to see that, and that's more of a and then there's like a. Have you ever wanted to see a cabinet meeting turn into a battle rap? Because boy, howdy, are you gonna see it if you get a little further.
So it is a rap. You would call it Rap the Musical.
Oh no, god damn it, fuck, I fucked up. Yeah, I mean, look, by the way, our connection to Daveed Diggs, right?
Remind me?
He's super tight with Bancroft, Andrew Bancroft, Jelly Donut. In fact, if you look up Yoga Boner, or is it Foodies? It's Foodies or Yoga Boner. No, it might be Yoga Boner, but it's Jelly D and Daveed Diggs.
Yeah, here we go. Let's take a look.
Jelly.
What?
Jelly, wake up. I want to show you something.
Just let me die here.
Is he Lafayette?
Come on, man. Come on. This
Yes.
is going to make you feel better.
And Thomas Jefferson.
They call it
Yoga.
God, I remember this. It was nearly 10 years ago.
Jesus.
Welcome. Please come to a comfortable seat and close your eyes. Let your mind go completely blank and join me in the eternal sound of all.
man. The visuals are exactly what you're imagining.
I got a yoga boner.
Teacher?
Wanna get up on her.
Students?
I wanna tap these ladies on their backs and a happy baby.
Damn, I got a yoga stiffy.
What?
This situation's iffy. If these new age chicks take a look at my dick sticking out, shit, they gonna hit me.
Ooh, I wanna do you women. Woo you out of your Lululemon.
Damn it, Janet, I cannot handle your camel toe when you're landing camo.
Sasha, I don't mean to harass you, but I love your ass. So when you do a vinyasa,
That's not a thing, dude.
the way you bend like a pretzel, it's hella sexual. What am I gonna do? I'm confused. I wanna get next to you. Can I interest you in the yoga boner?
Dude, how fast can we get MC Jelly D back on the show?
I mean, it probably is only an email away. Although we should probably knock off any critical talk about Hamilton because I think he's still in the freestyle Love Supreme thing.
Fair enough. Well, then let's put a pin in that.
But yeah, no, that's the first time. Like before I even realized that Daveed Diggs was in Hamilton, the shit he did with Jelly D was the first my first interaction. But he's great. He did a movie called Blind Spotting that came out the same year that Sorry to Bother You did, but was another movie about Oakland and is a slightly more serious take than the absurdity of Sorry to Bother You. Or
I don't know, dude. I'd go to bat on that one. Like, I have not seen the movie you're talking about, but I know that I had literal nightmares for days on end after Sorry to Bother You. Like, it was such a scathing indictment of everything I was trying to do that I tweeted the director, who seemed to be pleased with my misery, and retweeted it. like Sorry to Bother You is some next level. Like, I need to rethink all of capitalism.
Oh yeah, no, Boots Riley, he is about that life on Twitter. There is no doubt on his political activism. That is for sure. But yeah, Blind Spotting is less about that and more on the level of it revolves around police brutality and gentrification and stuff like that. So really the only thing that I would love to ask him is there's a scene where a flaming drink is sold in an institution for which certainly does not sell flaming drinks. And so I have a theory as to why they did that, but anyway, we can talk about it later.
Well, or invite him onto a certain game that we like to play, whether we know the answers or not.
Sure. See if we can book. Oh, he's popping now though.
Did you see the chatter over the emails that I forwarded over to you? I
yes. No, you attracted the attention of somebody that was in the room for
not just
in the room.
Yes. We have a friend of the show, and I don't know exact. Oh, you know what it was? Is I think they're a Modern Rogue fan, and they said something about like K-Strass or because me and Jason were doing a bad job with the I don't know, the throwing dart on a string thing. And he's made some joke about K-Strass, the yo-yo guy. And I was like, well, the world met him as K-Strass. We love him as Carl Robinson. And then threw a link to a Carl Robinson thing. And he goes,
Colin Robinson.
And then he says, and then he responds with like, well, I was there in the room. And let me tell you, there's a story. And then all of a sudden I just dropped all pretense of being cool. I was just like, oh my God, would you please come on and show me what it was like when he was in the room?
Hell yeah. No, totally. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for that. That's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, man, what else we got? Is that it?
I think that might be close to it. Yeah, I don't know what else. I mean, look, it's a holiday weekend, right? You know, like there should be a whole lot to talk about.
We just
We're all
finished doing weird things after things. Some of us still have to do Cord Killers.
Yeah,
it's a
I
lot.
gotta write the free political newsletter.
The
some more tax
political
shit.
newsletter. It's free. Come on, guys. Look, all right, here we're gonna punch it out. Here we go. All right, we love you guys.
West End, Sir Lloyd Wilson Webber's
See ya.
Rap the Musical.
Just give me that big booming bass in your face. That booming bass. Give me that stupid fat rhyme every time. Describe a crime.
Rap the Musical contains no rap music. Oh, going on a drive-by, just me, posse and me. I'm a gangster of the old school, you can call me OG. Rap the Musical is a celebration for the entire family.